You think maybe you're being a little over dramatic with that, buddy? It's not even hot. Chubby boys. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see, I've been working in the garden here. So let's turn you around and show you what we planted. All right, so we got our onions in here. I believe there's 10 rows of onions. Now this row is not planted yet. We were determining whether to put another row of Swiss chard in here, but we'll wait on this one. These two are Swiss chard. Then we have our yellow beans. These in between these two posts here will be peas. And then we have white potatoes, 4 hills of white potatoes. And then there's banana potatoes in there, both red and white bananas. And then our red potatoes are over on that side. And this will be another row of peas here. Out. And then we have our green beans. Now these rows are not planted yet, but I believe that'll be kohlrabi, beets, turnips maybe. I can't remember what's going in this row. Spinach, and then 6 rows of carrots. And then on this side, I believe a row of cucumbers, 2 rows of cabbage, and then maybe a 3rd row. That's undetermined at this point. We have 3 rows of zucchini. These, 12 hills of zucchini. And then we have 8 hills of spaghetti squash. So I'm still gotta share the exciting news that I've got. But it's going to involve all of that back there, all of over there. And yeah, it's super exciting news. So stay tuned for later in the video for that. All right, so since I'm out in this field anyway, might as well give everyone the exciting news. It's super exciting. So I applied for funding for rotational grazing and the implementation of the program. So in this back field, and as well as everywhere else on the farm, there will be a new rotational grazing system put in. And I'm really thankful for this off-calf funding. I don't really ask for help a whole lot, and I'm a big believer in this rotational grazing, but as with everything, you know, everything costs money. So with this program, I can get all the fencing that I absolutely need in order to make this work, and be able to do it all in 1 year instead of being, you know, 6-7 years before I could afford to do it. So it is amazing. I'm so happy about it all. So as you can see here, this grass, I mean, yes, the horses have grazed it, but I mean, it's almost June and this grass is, you know, look at that one's already got a seed head. I can't get it to focus, but already got a seed head, and it's like literally 2 inches tall. And there is 0 legumes in this pasture to help with soil health. So what the plan is in the next couple of days is that pile of manure right there, and as well as in the pens, which I still haven't fixed that fence, so ignore that, but as well as in the pens, and I have some other stockpiled piles out the back, will all get spread across these fields, harrowed, leveled, everything, you know, make it a nice seed bed for everything. Then I'm going to broadcast seed some legumes over the top of it. Today is Tuesday, and on Sunday we are predicted to have a good chunk of rain. Whether it happens or not, even a little bit of rain will help, plus there'll be moisture in the manure that'll be going down. So I'm praying that it'll be a good take on this seed. Yeah, like, and seeing how thin it is too, you can see all the thatch underneath. It's very little thatch in order to grow some soil, so this will be nice to be able to implement this rotational grazing system so that I can actually leave something in the pastures to catch snow and, you know, feed the diversity in the soil. You got to grow soil in order to grow grass. So this is amazing that that is going to be able to help this. So the other portion of the funding is fencing systems. So this exterior fence will be replaced all the way through to where the back part is, and I will show everyone a map here. That'll get replaced all the way to there. There is a cross fence that goes across here in the center of the field, and then there's also a dividing from the front of the corral all the way back to where the section that my horses will be. And then it'll get divided up into its little rotational grazing pastures, paddocks, if you will, from there. So as far as like the sheep movement, they go back into the pens every single night just for protection for one, and two, my ewes, as everyone has seen, are pretty chunky, so they don't need to be out on grass 24/7. And making them travel will help get them in better health, you know, better foot health, everything else. So with that, they're going to be running back into whatever night pens they end up, as far as what pen it works out with the rotational grazing. Sometimes they'll be in what we call the wood pen. You know, other times they might end up, when they're coming out into this field, they might end up coming from the arena there. What we call the arena, the pen where the babies are at right now. You know, it just depends on which section of the rotational grazing that they'll be in. Most times they will either be coming out of the corral or the wood pen. So either one of those two, which makes it awesome for, you know, they can come out this gate and go that way to that field, or come out this gate to, you know, go all the way back to the end of the rotational grazing system at those trees there. So the third of the four things that this rotational grazing covers is water systems. So I do, because they are going to be coming back into those pens every night, I know the big drinks that they're going to take, and they'd go back during the day too for shade. But there will be water troughs out in each field for them, or out in each paddock for them to drink, like quick drinks throughout the day. And from there, they'll wander back in. They go for shade. They go for all sorts of things in that corral. Mineral, whatever they feel like they want to go for. So the way my ewes usually work is that, you know, they're out and about during the morning. They'll come back in for the afternoon, and now it's evening and they're already out and about grazing. There you can see the little lambs in the small pen there. The other ewes are in the further pasture up there. And all of this will include that pasture as well. So that is really exciting. And then the fourth item on the funding, which I did not take part in, which I'm, you know, glad that I got approved for my rotational system with just, you know, what I've learned from webinars and you know, implementing my little bit of a rotation that I did before, is a mentorship program, and that is covered at 80%. So up to, I believe it's $1,500. For anyone who may be interested in the program, if you go to the Canadian Forage and Grass Association, they'll have all of the information for the off-calf funding on there. Everything's closed for this year, but they do have 2 more years of funding to apply for. So that's really cool for anyone who may be interested, like me, to, you know, improve their soil quality and be able to have better stocking rates on your land. And I did purposely graze this off really heavy last year. 1, because we were in a drought, and 2, because I was really hoping that this funding would take place, because the seeding aspect. But even if I wouldn't have got the funding, I would have put seed onto this land. It needs to be regenerated. So yeah, look forward to the next couple of videos and being able to, you know, show the progress over the next couple of days. I start spreading manure tomorrow, and stockpiling manure. It's kind of a long story as to how I'm going to do it, but it'll be redneck for everyone to watch, so hopefully they'll enjoy it. And yeah, look forward to the next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like the video, everything else, anything to help grow the channel. And we will see everyone in the next video of Spread and Poop.